All right, here we are back again. It is Hearthcenter THL's 18th season, week 12, and we have a special episode for you tonight. That is right, we have none other than Shed Ape himself. The champions from Washed Tappers are joining us tonight. We've got a full crew and not a whole lot of stuff to recap. So just all the more time to spend on all of those interview questions you all had for this team. Let's start, as we always do, with our intros. To begin, we've got in the top left, it is, as always, our wild guru, Marty B. How you doing tonight, Marty?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing well. Happy to have a championship edition show again, and excited to get to talking to the Wash Tappers about their crazy season. Next up, we've got to my top right, it is Dr. Fish, who's going to be bringing you Legacy Champs tomorrow night. How's it going, Fish?
Yo, I'm doing good, man. I'm happy to be here, celebrate the pro champs, and yeah, let's get to it.
Nice. Absolutely. And also, we've got with us the pro champions themselves. Um, Guys, I guess we can do intros in order of seeding, or start with captain, or bicker amongst yourselves. I'm going to start off with the captain himself, though. Heatshock, welcome to the show. Congratulations to you and your team, Wash
Oh,
Tappers. What an incredible season.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It was great to play with this group of people, and I feel like everyone brought their best every week, and it was great. Excited to be back. I have been on the show before, but it's been many weeks. So
Absolutely. Well, excited to have you back, especially under these circumstances. There's no better way to join a show than as part of the championship celebration. So, team captain, take it away. Tell us, who are we introducing next on the team?
I'm gonna go with CMAC because he's next in the profile pick order. Uh,
Solid. Nice win there, C-Mac. Go ahead.
Greetings.
Hey, he said the line. You love to hear it.
for those who didn't know, we have a team. We had a team D&D session one time, and CMAC played as the patron warrior. Uh,
Nice.
It was fun.
I mean, you got to
True.
stay on brand.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, after CMAC, who is next? Heechak, you can just kind of point
Oh,
in
sure.
order.
MMW.
Yeah, hi. I'm excited to be here. It's cool to be on stream. Again, echoing what Heat Shock said, it was a great season. Everyone really was bringing their best every week and helping each other out. So yeah, good to be here.
Awesome.
And then Ufric is also here.
Hey, glad to be here. I'm really happy that a poorly made paint team logo led to a whole meme of Shed Ape that eventually led to a one season. Happy to be here.
There you go. It took THL by storm. I understand, Ufric, you are the person responsible behind Shed Ape. Is that correct?
Yeah, I do like to give Valdis credit though, because it was our idea to try and figure out what words we could like hide in a team name. Because we've had
Nice.
tap washers, wash tappers. Now we were just trying to figure out how we could like combine words like that to like fit like the best secret word. And then we found Shed Ape after like an hour, and I think we were like crying laughing after I just put those two pictures together in Paint. So
That
yeah.
is, I mean, it's awesome. And honestly, it kind of led to an inspired season, so you love to see it. Valdis, I understand, maybe will be joining us a little bit later on tonight, but that is our full roster for now. So, without further ado, let's just jump into the recap so we can spend as much time as possible interviewing our champs, which will come at the end of the show. We're going to run through our recaps of Hero, Wild, Legacy, and close out with Pro, where we'll just dive into those interview questions. So, let's get started. Get it up on the screen. It is Hero last week in Teal. We've got our top teams that ended the season, and there was very little games to be played over the past week here, into deep into the playoffs now for Hero Series, and we're going to start off with Dabs on them. Wait a minute, hold on. Before we do that, I think there was one other thing I needed to do here. There's a surprise, a special featuring thing just in time. Justin, are you here with us?
Oh, I wonder what he could be referring to.
Hey, how's it going, Justin?
Oh wow, thanks for inviting me on.
Thanks for joining us. Can you start us off? Now we're going to jump on over to Hero Teal. Can you start us off recapping this first match? We had Dabs on him taking a 14-8 victory in the playoffs over 1337 squad. Break down this match for me, if you would.
Yeah, so I mean, of course I played on 1337 squad last season, so I know them all well, and they just kind of got dabbed on. I mean, there's nothing more to say than that. Skirt carried as per usual, but C-Mac, I guess you could talk about it, taking a close loss to Seth, and then Turtle getting swept by Based, by a deck I guess I can't say. And then 9 losing a tight 1 in 5, with I think it was a mirror of the final game. Again, C-Mac might know more than me since he's literally on the team.
And
But, yeah, I mean,
also
well-deserved
our
victory for
community
Dabs on
flag,
him. He
he
didn't even need the Nails super sub.
but he definitely meant to bring Warlock this week, and that wasn't a mistake at all.
Well, unfortunately, it didn't wind up able to make a difference one way or the other for them, but a really impressive season from 1337 squad that came to an end here. Dabs on them just getting a little bit of revenge. And 1337 squad, the dream of a three-peat for C-Mac and Nine Eyebrows has died, but I'm sure C-Mac can console himself with his pro championship trophy.
He'll just have to win another series for the third season in a row.
Easy. Yeah, no
Yeah.
big deal. All right, any other comments on Dabs on him versus 1337 squad before we move on to our next recap? Sweet. So let's jump into it. Wherever I May Roam versus Dad Legend, a 13-5 victory for Wherever I May Roam. So Dr. Fish, take me through this matchup here.
All right. So, match didn't have a whole lot for Dad Legend. Yellow Dart taking a win in the 5 seed over Roadrunner, 3-1. I got
And actually, that match did come after the other three were decided. Dart just felt like playing and boosting his PR, I guess, for no real reason for the next season,
PR
because the
management.
series was already wrapped up in 3.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was helping Roadrunner prep a little bit, and he brought some spicy stuff. So
I like it. He got a win.
yeah.
Wait, so are you guys telling me that every single time Yellow Dart has ever lost a match, and I've been assured that it was just PR management, that it was tactical, that maybe he was not serious?
Hey,
Maybe.
well, listen, no one can understand the motives of the Yellow Dart, all right? He's got his own PR management special.
This is just off to let Risen play the 5 seed next season. Like,
smart.
Smart. But yeah, the other 3 matches, Big Ted, I got the pleasure of opping this match. Big Ted versus Starlax. It was 3-1 for Ted. Donde taking the sweep over Corden, and Anfall sweeping Risen. Ron and Isocles didn't even have to play.
Yeah, Isocles won't let me forget that we didn't play, and he keeps telling me that I was scared to play him. So, you know.
Yeah, well,
he's right, though. I was totally scared.
Yeah.
I'd like
Oh,
to
I
take
mean, I
credit-
would have been terrified of playing as Isocles, even if I'm you.
I'd like to take credit for building the 3 decks Donde didn't play in that match.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, sometimes the other deck just gets through. That is Hero Series in a nutshell. But we have moved on now to the playoff matchups. You see up on the screen to the left, there were a bunch of different scenarios for what could have happened based on who won. Wherever I May Roam, knocking off Dad Legend means it is now NPH versus Wherever I May Roam. And Dabs on him getting the victory here means that they will face Blast. So our top 2 teams, of course, had the buys and are now waiting in those semifinals. And we've got, NPH, they've never won a playoff game. Is this finally the season? And oh yeah, that's right, Diamond. Blast has had some substitutions, so they might not be Blast anymore. They might just be Slats or Salts. But we'll see if that pays off for them against Dabs, and if they can make it to a finals appearance. We will, of course, save the predictions for Fish's show tomorrow, and not get too much into predictions here. Unless anyone wants to throw out a spicy "who's gonna win it all" right now, floor is yours.
Oh,
sure. You could have been a lot more dramatic about that, saying, we'll my team's body.
Oh, my bad. But that is it, of course, for the Hero series. Any other comments on Hero before we move on to Wild?
I think both the lower seeded teams won this week. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the other matchup isn't too surprising because 1337 and Dabs were so close in both record, seed, points. But it was a bit of a surprise to see my team take down Dad Legend. I thought they were going to beat up on us, but sometimes things break right. So with that, let's move on to Wild. And we've got some interesting things happening here for who is going to face the Titans, F2L, and everyone's a winner. Nofin can stop us getting a 13-7 victory over the Pog Merchants. And Marty, walk me through this match here. Nofin can stop us kind of just, I mean, they lost the top seed game and then they just went on a tear the rest of the way.
Yeah, there's really not much to say here. No AH falling. It's a rare thing that happens. This time to Pace. Pace being an excellent player on his own. And, the rest of the team just stepping up to the point where Glare didn't even have to play. These guys came in, they knew what they were doing. They went for targets. As we can see, they had a pretty varied lineup. Okay. compared to the Pog Merchants on the right. And they just kind of dominated to the point where Glare and Lasagna didn't even have to play.
Yeah, sometimes these things happen. We saw it, in hero playoffs as well, where occasionally you just get a string of really favorable games, and that locks it up. So no Fin can stop us, punch their ticket on to the next round to face one of these monsters, and we'll see if they can pull off an upset. And our next match, Hair Club versus Mankirk's Revenge. Marty, it was the same thing, but even worse in this case for Mankirk's Revenge. Just Hair Club went off immediately, winning 3-3-1s and locking out the other two from even needing to be played.
Yeah, just a quick shout out to Lord Zav, coming back maybe as a sub, but still impressive nonetheless. Really, again, this was just a dominant performance by Hair Club. They came in wanting to win, and they did exactly that.
Yeah, it's everything
Yeah.
you can ask for. Getting that 12-3, they locked it up and could breathe a sigh of relief. There was nothing to worry about through just, a few of those games. It's okay, one more, and we lock it up. Okay, we locked it up. And the top two players at the top who have had the best seasons for this team were the ones, arguably you could say they were carrying the team all season long, and they were the ones who didn't have to play. So that's got to feel great for Hair Club heading into their playoff match. Although, you know what
Absolute.
doesn't feel great is Hair Club has to play against F2L Viridian.
Well,
Marty, I'm pretty sure I know your thoughts on who's going to win this one.
Of course, it's gonna be no contest. But I will say that Hair Club is a fantastic team. I know all the guys on there. I'm pretty good friends with them. I talk to them all the time, and they got to the point where they should. They definitely reached expectations this season, and it's nice to see.
Solid. And then
I
we have,
agree.
No Fin is playing against everyone's a winner. Any chance we're seeing any upsets here, guys?
It could happen. There's a lot of really good. They're pretty strong players on both sides of the board. For both Nofin and everyone's winner. Obviously, everyone's a winner. The defending champs. They had a couple of stumbles and they lost. I believe they lost to Nofin Can Stop Us during the regular season.
Ooh,
So we'll see how the second match goes
storylines.
out.
I think it's interesting that we have these teams who get a bye week in the playoffs. I'm not sure how many series have had that before, but it's even a bigger advantage in that you have to reveal no information the week before, and you get to see what your opponents want to bring in week one of playoffs and maybe counter that
Yeah.
on top of everything else.
Yeah, that's a really great point there, Heechuk, is that, it's already an advantage with such a small amount of teams playing to have that bye week, but to get information to just a massive leg up makes winning in the regular season just all the more important. So definitely majorly rewarded here, and we'll see if it pays off for these top teams. Going to be exciting to see what happens as we recap it next week and then crown a champion the week after. Any final
for
words
sure.
on Wild Series before we move on to, our brief commercial and then Legacy?
I think that sums it up real well.
Yeah, that's a good sum up. Yeah.
Awesome. So let's head on back over to the caster screen. Normally you'd see our cameras, but there are far too many people for me to try to figure out cameras here. So just the pictures for now. And let's run through our brief little commercial before we get through the rest of the series. So, hey there, Twitch viewers. Have you subscribed to Team Hearth Legends yet? Know that make today the day be a legend yourself and subscribe to our channel. This subscription will enable the THL team to help cover the various costs for operating our website, as well as improve the quality of our streams and content to our viewers. If you have Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, you can actually subscribe to this channel for free. Subscribers get a THL emoticon as well as the lovely THL chat badge. Hit that heart button and keep the notifications on to make sure you catch our team broadcasting live. We appreciate each and every one of you. Special note to our viewers, check out THL's other social media points of interest, our website, teamwithlegends.com. Follow us on Twitter at THL_HS. Join us on Discord, Discord of Team Hearth Legends. Check out the THL PAL podcast for power rankings for all series wherever you find your podcasts. The true Hearth Legends himself, Saku, continues to post all of our videos on our YouTube channel. Just search for Team Hearth Legends to catch everything previously recorded. You're, of course, watching us on our Twitch channel live, twitch.tv/Team Hearth Legends, or possibly on our YouTube channel in the future. And for all you THL fanatics out there, there are THL shows every single day of the week. You can't go wrong tuning in at any time for some amazing Hearthstone-related content. Now back to the good part. And that would be some Legacy Champions. Let's head on over there. And we've removed Legacy Red from the equation because it is Legacy Gold that produced your champion. Hot Zilfs taking an incredibly close contest here. 14-13 over the standard THL Degenerates. I mean, what more can you ask for than just a super, super close match like this? Justin, you are a defending Legacy champion recently, not anymore, since the Zilfs have taken that spot. But run me through this one here. Talk a little bit about, kind of the pressure in this matchup. We saw Button on the other side. He won last season, but couldn't quite get there. Run me through this match, though. It does not get closer. It literally came down to the 5 seed game 5.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not aware of which 3 matches were played first, but I saw at one point that Zilfs pulled up 2-1, and it was just the 2 seed and the 5 seed left to play after. Of course, I mean, you can see the results on screen. Python with the very interesting, inventive lineup, getting the sweep that his, I guess, misclicking on the submission form, question mark, deserved? Or innovation, one or the other, maybe both. And then Button on stream on Friday night, very disappointed to see my guy, my good friend from college, miss lethal in game 1, and it clearly riled him, and he just wasn't playing at his best for the rest. So Jammy's taking a deserved victory there, though it was tight. It was still a hard-fought match to get there.
Yeah.
But very, very well played by Jammies to close out some of those games. And then it came down to the 5 seeds, and I think they posted in the Discord that it came down to a Gibberling Druid mirror.
It did.
Is that correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally
I
Wow.
mean,
Yeah.
talk about nerve-wracking. Like the amount of agency that you feel in a matchup like that compared to some of the other ones with the entire season and championship on the line. Uh, that's got to be nerve-wracking. So I can understand. I know Jim Pelos doesn't like playing on stream very much, so we unfortunately did not get that one on stream. But by all accounts, it was a thriller.
And I don't know how many people knew this, but Jim got the full WashU team coaching last week.
Nice.
For on Priest. So maybe Priest leaving that up wasn't the move. Hopefully, I'd hope I helped him. But Ufric and MMW were also there, and it was a fun time. So
Shed
and
Ape having a hand in multiple playoff victories here. Okay.
from the quarterfinals, when my team went down to STD, one of the last matches played was the 5 seed. And reviewing those replays, holy crap, I was incredibly impressed with how Quaz played. That was maybe the best seed, I mean, on both sides, 5 seed match I've seen played. So if Jim Filos was able to knock him off, it makes sense. He got the Watch You prep belt. That must have been a very high quality 5 seed match.
yeah, I've played with Quaz before. He really puts the time in. So that would have been a match to see for sure.
But there it is, your Legacy Champions, Season 18. It is Hot Zilfs in your area. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty excited to see what kind of merch comes out of this team. They obviously can't use exactly the Zeph image because it's, Blizzard copyrighted. But some kind of parody, maybe Donde in a Zephyrus outfit or Genie outfit, like dressed blue, painted blue or something. I don't know, but whatever absurdity comes out of this, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm super excited to. I was very excited when I heard that they had won. I would have been excited for standard THL if they had also won, but Hazel's put in a lot of work this season, and I'm excited to have them on the Tavern Talk tomorrow night to talk to them.
Absolutely. We have a lot more to look forward to on this very channel. So tomorrow night, the Hot Zilfs will be joining. Maybe some, I don't know if all of them, but hopefully as many as you can get from that team will be joining Dr. Fish and the Tavern Talk crew.
Yeah.
But for tonight, of course, we are here to celebrate our pro champions. So let's talk about this match. And we're going to start off, I guess, just from the top down here. Wash Tappers taking the 14-9 over previous champion, I think maybe 2 seasons back, Hype Horizon. And
Yeah.
did I get this right? They subbed in an extra GM. They already had one, so this
Yeah,
team,
Ox had to
not just one, but
sub.
2 Grandmasters were not enough to stop Shed Ape. I mean, just incredible, incredible guys. MMW, can you talk to me about this first match here against Dreadeye? Or
Yeah,
actually, if
so
you
of course
want, you guys
Ox.
could take it in order of how they were played. I don't know, whatever you prefer. I
I
was
think
going by seeding.
yeah, so
Wait,
Ox needed.
Ufrix was first, didn't he? So
Yeah,
Dreadeye
Ufrix
was
played on
watching the
stream.
stream live, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
Ufrix
right,
played on
yeah.
stream, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I guess I can talk about this a little bit then. So if you'll notice, the 1 through 3 seeds, we all brought the same lineups just because we sort of spent the early part of the week sort of formulating the best decks against specifically the decks that we knew they were going to bring because they were almost always locked into those decks. So we had the Enzoth Control Warrior, the slightly teched Chaos Nova combo DH, and then the absolute like clear every single board Doomhammer Shaman, and then just Priest because Priest. And my match was on stream then Friday. It was very close. Combo DH almost just completely missed the draw and basically lost to itself for 3 games, but I was able to barely cinch it. Partly because whereas I was missing draws with Combo DH, Banterface was missing draws with Token Druid. So it is definitely a Hearthstone game right there.
Fun. Instead of the high roll versus high roll, it's the low roll versus low roll. Sometimes you win those.
Absolutely.
Nice. Whose match was next after Ufric led off with the 3-2?
Yeah, I think mine actually started during his match. Um, so yeah, Ox needed the emergency sub and he got Dreadeye. And of course, same lineup, same idea. Um, our match was kind of interesting because I think I actually threw 2 of my games, so our lineup really should have proven itself with 3 match wins. And one of the games that I don't think I threw was Control Warrior into Token Druid, which just still baffles me that just all of my removal cards were in the bottom half of my deck, and I was trying very hard to calm down and not, punch right through the screen.
Right.
But I lost the first 2 games and almost swept the Miracle Rogue. And the last game was combo DH into the Rogue, and I just had 12 health, and he had 2 Wicked Stabs, and that was that. But I think the lineup should have been 3-0.
Nice. Sometimes it happens, though, especially a player the caliber of Dreadeye. But getting that 2-3, pretty crucial amount of points for your team, and gave Hype Horizon, a little bit of an edge right back into the matchup. Tied it up at, basically 6 points apiece there. And it was on to the next match, which was Valdis versus Gamer RVG. And Valdis, I think, has joined us in the call. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
So talk to me about this match here. How did this one go down?
Well, it was pretty interesting because our entire lineup has like this removal shaman that they banned, so it's an obviously like very hard target token druid lineup. I did not play a game against token druid. I just beat the other 2 decks, so that felt good. I think after watching Ufric's game with him floundering with the demon hunter, not floundering, sorry, he was playing well. I want to make that clear. His draw was terrible because I got all of his luck in my demon hunter games. I was very fortunate to not have to really struggle like he did to find lethals. I just had like 3 Moargs and a 1-mana Il'gynoth on turn 8 against the rogue.
That'll do it. Yeah.
Oh, easy.
So the way I see it is that I got all of his luck this week, which was very, very nice for me. We actually, I think the interesting thing about this match was we spend a lot of time on deck lists out of like trying to win the game before the game happens. We also spend probably more than any other team time on queue order, which I used to be a big naysayer about because I'm sort of lazy and I want to just queue random. But we sort of were after we saw the shaman bans, we were like, okay, they know that they are they know we are targeting the druid, right? And they sort of are afraid of that as a strategy, so they're not going to queue the druid first. So I just queued the priest first, got that win pretty easily game 1 because that deck's busted. And I think that was kind of important. And we talked a lot about queues for Heatshock's match as well, but I don't think it turned out quite as cleanly there. But
No,
yeah,
I think the Qs won my match, but
really.
yeah, yeah. Well, I'll
Well, I mean, that is the next match to cover. So, Valdis took that 3-1 victory, and Wash Tappers had the 10-7 lead, needing just one win out of Heatshock or CMAC to take down the Pro Series Championship. And Heatshock was up next against D Money, and this one came down to Game 5. Take me through it, Heatshock.
Yeah, I mean the whole story with this week is that Priest is the best deck, but they couldn't really ban it because they had bigger problems because they lost the lineup building so badly. And I didn't really expect my Jombre Druid to get banned away. It was a deck I ended up practicing a lot because it was so weird. Um, and I found it like 10 minutes, well, an hour before submission, just on scrolling through VS stats basically. And I'm like, oh, this deck has three favorables against the mage, shaman, and warrior. So I guess I'll bring this. And then the way it worked out is he needed to get the mage through, so he had to leave priest up, which kind of turned things into a queue order mess because I had weapon rogue. And then I actually lost game 1 weapon rogue into rush warrior, which was super close because I had a prep out for lethal. If I drew, I think there were like 5 cards, and I didn't draw the prep, and then I couldn't kill him because I didn't have a cloak of shadows at that point. And then it was like I had to hit rogue into mage because the shaman matchup is pretty poor. It might have been winnable, but it didn't feel great. But then I just queued the priest up because I felt like if mage is getting targeted and he didn't want to play it game 1, then he probably doesn't want to play it game 2. So then I get priest into shaman, win that, and then I immediately queue the warrior, and then because that beats the shaman, and then I wait a few seconds. I could tell that he wasn't just going to click go again, so then I switch to the rogue because of the time delay. I figure he's going to be playing mage if he's switching decks, and then I get the mage matchup. And then even though priest loses to mage later, it just beats up the shaman in game 5.
Fancy.
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit of silliness with the queues, but like if I had gotten rogue into shaman and then the rogue loses there, I might have lost the series and it would have been up to CMAC. So it mattered a little bit.
Yeah, the select one deck and then if they take too long, switch to another deck is a classic like wash you Tespa strategy as well. We've used it a decent amount.
I like it. I mean, there's something to be said maybe for trying to thwart that strategy by just always taking 30 seconds to queue up your next
Sure. I just don't
class.
think people do,
No,
right?
fair.
If it's like a
Probably not.
1% advantage, that's an advantage.
Well, Wash Tapper's trying to find every possible edge in order to bring us Shed Ape merch, and well, it paid off, and we're all better for it because now Shed Ape is coming to a THL merch store near you.
Woohoo!
CMAC, talk to me about, was there any anticipation, anxiety about playing Cool Kid, or are you just like, nah, my team's got this, and even if they don't, I'm going to get it anyway?
Yeah, I wasn't too worried because the way the matches worked out, right? Chuck was playing Saturday, I was playing Sunday, so like Chuck happened to lose, then right, we would just spend all Saturday night prepping.
Nice.
Yeah, I think our amount of time scrimming during playoffs was kind of what carried us. I think like after decks were revealed, everyone had like 5 hours of prep just against the lineup they were facing.
That's incredible. And yeah, the motivation pays off there. You guys are the champs. Let's put that enlarged photo up on the screen. There it is in all its glory. Wash Tappers,
Yeah.
it's Shed Ape, Pro Season 6 champions. Congratulations to you guys. And we got
Yeah,
a ton of
congrats, guys.
ton of questions from THL. So I've even got more diamond questions too that I'll run through in a separate DM that I'm going to go through. But to start us off, Justin, I had to have you on the show because you had so many questions for the tappers. So take it away. Run us through some of your most pressing interview questions for this championship team.
I mean, this is like choosing between children. How can I do that? No, I can read the other one. I can't read myself. Well, I mean, this guy has gotten asked to you many times in chat before, but on the Shed Ape official website, washtappers.com, why are the shed doors both open and closed?
That's a
This-
question for our website manager.
Is this Schrodinger's shed? Are you
Well,
all experts in quantum mechanics?
The thing is, we took the picture of the doors open, right? And then we had to immediately seal them so we couldn't get out. And while we could have reopened the doors to take a new photo, I decided it wasn't worth the risk of him coming to get us. So I just superimposed a door. It was lazy, but I think I did it with the safety of my teammates in mind.
Safety first. Nice. Can't be too careful with Shed Ape. What's our next question on there, Justin?
Sorry for the delay. Yeah, so CMAC, how's it feel to win championships 3 seasons in a row? Back to back to back Mac?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. I haven't decided which, but
Okay.
it'll happen.
Will you let us know when you win next season? Which one you decide on?
Yes.
All right. The
And
man with the
everyone
target on
else.
his back in every series. Good to
I
know.
mean, if CMAC gets another one, that's tying Itachi and Sage at five boats.
That's right. The man is his own personal dynasty.
Yeah.
And everyone else, how does it feel to be riding CMAC's coattails? How soft is the fabric?
It's pretty soft. Pretty soft, and the coattails are pretty nice because, like, I feel like CMAC was definitely the outside perspective our team needed all season because we're kind of an echo chamber, I think sometimes, uh, just with our Wash U group. So just having that outside perspective really helps.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I would say, CMAC, if you'd like to choose our team to be the one that wins the championship that you're on next season, that would be great, as opposed to another team.
I will consider it.
Thanks.
Nice.
Also, just I shouted this out I think twice already, but the semifinals, CMAC had a really early win to just put us in the lead, like before anybody else played their matches, where it was really ready prepping, and that just feels so good, you know. So I mean, his coattails are very comfortable. I'll say that.
Mhm.
Good to hear, good to hear. And then I guess we can have someone else ask a question after this. But the last one I was going to have from this list was I really like Owl's question. For Heat Shock, how much do you think the printing of Darkmoon Rabbit has decreased your overall win rate?
I don't know. I honestly think that lineup is the nuts. It just never happened because there were better ways to target people. There is a very spicy 4 Darkmoon Rabbits lineup to counter Priest, but I I think just having that option out there actually improved my win rate. So I would say it was a negative detriment, double negative.
There you go.
Yeah, but it's definitely fun. It's just I like being able to use all the cards, and having more cards is cool. So
I agree with that sentiment. More cards is always cool. And we got a new expansion coming up soon. It'll be fun to have more cards available in Discover pools and the set in general. So that's exciting. Justin, there was one question you didn't ask that I was hoping you would, so I'm going to have to ask it for you because I love this question. Everyone always asks, what is Shed Ape? But no one ever asks, how is Shed Ape? So I think this question is best directed towards Ufric and Valdis. How is Shed Ape?
I gotta say, I've never attempted to ask. It being a gigantic, disembodied head of an ape that is locked in a shed, you try to avoid it most of the time. Like it's very inspiring, but like from a distance. I want to say that the ape is doing well, but I will not attempt to ask.
Okay,
He's
fair,
he's
fair.
definitely doing better after the win. I mean,
Too
he's still
intimidating,
angry.
too intimidating to actually ask how he's doing. That's fair.
So just to confirm, you cannot verify as to the safety and well-being of the ape that you have locked in the shed.
I mean, he's in there. That's for sure.
That's all. I think that's all we need to know. I will have to give a follow-up question from a different person here. Diamond was asking kind of a related question to this one. What is the name of the ape in the shed, or does he have a name?
Um, I feel like early on I thought of the very awful pun shed word, but ultimately I don't like that. We have the ape's head as an emote in our server, and we just have it labeled him with a capital H in reverence. So
Nice.
we've just kind of been
Easy.
rolling with that.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Okay, that works. That works for me.
All right. Now we have a couple serious questions. Well, of varying seriousness, maybe. We'll start with another question from Diamond, which was, what do you guys feel, either collectively or if you want to, you could feel this individually? What was your hardest match or hardest team to play of the season?
Sheepies for sure. I mean, in my opinion.
yeah, I think Sheepies is the team that is the most likely to beat us if we just had to go and play everyone, like right now, because they also have a lot of respect for lineup building, and I think it would be pretty much impossible to just straight up counter them like we did with some of the teams who have better players, and that kind of would terrify me. I just want to go into every match having an advantage.
Nice. It's a fair answer.
Hmm.
All right, and now we have some questions individually for the team. I'm going to start with there's some from Diamond, there's some from Geranium Battle, our kings of interviews. Let's start with MMW. I know we've speculated on this a bunch. You may have already said at certain times, but it will always be shrouded in some level of mystery. What does definitively MMW stand for?
Uh, just coming straight out and asking it. Well, there's definitely been a lot of great speculation, but between the Maniac Monday winner, I forget who it was at the beginning of the season, said music, money, women. That one's probably less. One of my teammates said Muppets Most Wanted. I think those are all great theories. I will mention the ongoing lawsuit about Mancrick's multiple wives and who owns that name. So, whichever one of those is your favorite is a suitable answer to that.
That is awesome. You know what? That
I
is
love
an
it.
excellent answer. Very well played. Leaving it open to interpretation from the community at large. Just very well done. A true champion there. MMW letting it remain whatever you choose it to be.
But it is totally Muppets Most Wanted, by the way.
Nice. And then a follow-up question, this one from Geranium Battle. Look, I'm sure you're tired of everyone suggesting different things that your name stands for. So what does CMAC stand for? Not a
Okay, I had
question
some
for
help.
CMAC, interestingly enough, but a question for MMW.
Yeah, I had some help from Ufric with this one, and I gave CMAC a chance to do the big reveal, but he declined. So our theory is that he's named after his favorite food, his cheeseroni and mac, and I think the comp H at the end is for the cheese, organic milk, pasta, and hot sauce because he's a very spicy player.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Another great theory was championships and many counting, or many climbing, or continuing, or many other C words that involve getting more championships.
You know what? I drove all the way from the East Coast to to Moline, Illinois, right on the border of Iowa, to corner him and hear it for sure from the horse's mouth what it stood for, and he just evaded me and said that it was something dumb he made up when he was 12. Like, you guys are getting the actual answers. This is good.
Solid. Well,
Cheeseroni and mac. It sounds like a 12-year-old's answer.
I'm looking forward to a Cheeseroni and Mac team in the
Yo, I
somewhat
love
near
it.
future. Maybe we'll see. Our next question comes from Diamond as well here, and then we've got a additional one from Geranium Battle. These two questions will be for Ufric. So Ufric from Diamond, is your name Rick?
It is not. I think I might have explained this on stream once, but this is a really old name that I chose for a WoW character forever ago, like almost 10 years ago now. But originally it's a reference to Skyrim. So in Skyrim, for those that don't remember, the king of the Nords, his name is Ulfric,
Ooh, frick.
and me being uh, funny to try and like mimic his heavy like Nordic accent, and so it came out as Ufric, and then I just kind of rolled with that, and
Nice.
yeah, that's where I'm at now.
I like it. That was a surprisingly real answer to a name origin question. Well done. The next question for you comes from Geranium Battle, and this one is in reference to the actual matches played. Since you've just dethroned McBanterface, it only makes sense you'd inherit his legacy, including copy pastas. Other than looking like you're playing a funeral simulator, what copy pasta would you like applied to you?
I thought about this for a little bit, and so I guess a recent controversy within the team has been that I always play with like very loud music. Um, so I guess if there's a copy pasta like pertaining to Gabby, I might want that applied to me as well.
Nice.
But I have no idea what that would be like.
If you come up with one in the next uh, 10 minutes or so while we're going through other questions, feel free to interject and tell us. But you can
Yeah.
think on it and post it in the Discord too if you want to at a later time. Our next question here, this one kind of surprised me. This might come out of left field for you, so good luck with this question here. If you want to, you can field the second one first, while you maybe buy some time for the first one. This question is from Diamond, and it is for Valdis. Valdis, I'm just gonna jump right out with it. What is the meaning of life?
There's a lot of answers to that question. Is this the easy question or the hard question?
Oh, it's the easy one, right?
This is the
No,
easy
no.
one?
The easy question is the one from Geranium Battle, which is you brought some crazy lists to the open list environment, including King Mukla with Clockwork Giant in semifinals. Is your goal to use every core legendary in THL? And if so, how far away are you from that goal?
Well, I was looking through the collection actually before this, and there's a lot of tricky legendaries to use. I think Nozdormu is interesting because it would be fun to sort of do a Pro Series gentleman's agreement to just play Nozstone instead of regular standard Hearthstone. Uh,
Mhm.
and that's something I thought about doing before because I think it's a fun mode. But that's going to be tricky to use. There actually has been a match where Baron Geddon has been relevant to me, just at playing as Priest, getting the 4 mana summon a 7 drop and then putting lifesteal on it. That's definitely come up during a match. But I'm just not seeing a world where I ever play Corvus Bloodthorn. I mean, that card is just terrible. I mean, everything else, it's a 2/2 Demon Hunter card with charge and lifesteal.
I don't know. We just play Outcast Demon Hunter.
Look,
It's
man, I'll
incredible.
do crazy stuff. I'll do crazy stuff, but I'm not doing that. I'll put Brightwing in my deck.
No,
Like,
Brightwing's fun.
Well, everybody
I'll-
knows Brightwing is OP. I mean, why
Well,
else would Zephyrus always offered it when you played him on
the-
2?
True.
There's a team phrase coined by Ufric: "See a Brightwing, pick a Brightwing."
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're legally obligated to pick a Brightwing every time we see one from Draconic Studies.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I think
You
I
just
saw
like
that
to
one
create extra
game.
challenges for yourself. I like that. I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't mean
I'm
to
still
besmirch
puzzling-
Brightwing. He's
puzzling
always
over
good.
this. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm still puzzling over this meaning of life question. I think I watched an interview with an AI recently, OpenAI, and the answer it gave was 42, which is shockingly humorous from an AI. But I think my honest answer would be to be do good things for people that you know would be my answer, unless unless you can take a DQ, in which case I take DQs. But other than that, you should do good things to people that you know.
All right, right on. I like it.
Yeah,
It's
Valdis
fairly
is the
good.
only team member who will take a DQ if you don't show up for your match. So just fair warning on that. Uh,
Hey, rules are rules for a reason, and you're within your rights to take that if it is available to you. Just one more reason to try to avoid DQs. Nobody can take a DQ if you don't give them the option to take it. With that, let's move on to our questions for CMAC. CMAC, I've got a question for you from Diamond. A couple of questions actually from Diamond. He's getting 2 championships in a series, the CMAC Gambit.
Yes.
Short and sweet. Nice. Next question is, what does Pot of Ape do?
Um, Pot of Ape. Let's see. Pot of Ape allows me to ping diamond. I will start my turn by playing Pot of Ape, which allows me to ping diamond. I will play the magic card Pot of Ape, which allows me to ping diamond.
Oh no. Well, hey Diamond, you kind of brought this on yourself. There go the pings in chat.
Oh no.
And then a question for you as well from Geranium Battle CMAC. You can't spell Wash Tappers without Shed Ape. What can't you spell THL Pro Season 6 Champions without? That's a tough one. If you want some time, we can
CMAC.
come back to you on that.
CMAC.
Hey, nice. There you go. It was actually a softball all along. All right, and then our final questions are for Heat Shock. Let's start with a question from Diamond. We'll go to a question from Geranium Battle, and then close out with a question from Diamond that is maybe a bit more serious and a good one to close on. So, Heat Shock, what is it like being a 5 seed in Pro Series? I know
well,
you spent a good amount of time in the higher seeds.
yeah. It's we've had an incredible amount of fluctuation, I think, all season. But it's definitely interesting. I feel like it's less fun for me because um I'm not supposed to be as risky, right? When I'm in the 1 seed, I can justify being like completely ridiculous with my lineups because it's like, oh well, I should take risks to win. But when I'm in the 5 seed, I'm like, I kind of supposed to play it safe, right? So I enjoy it a little bit less, but it's all right.
That's
It's
a fair
only
answer. You
there's
feel
only something you
restrained by
do.
the expectations that you're supposed to win in the 5. Okay, I get you.
Yeah.
If only there was something to do to change your seating, like winning more or something. I don't know.
The thing is, when Ufric and MMW always win, you can just do whatever
It's
you
not like
want
I
in the
could catch up.
seed.
True, yeah.
And
Looks like
I did sub
MMW
out
just
1 week.
dominated all season.
I subbed out 1 week, which put me like dropped me like a whole seed because of like not having a match win.
I did that in a season once, and Brushy Tuna will literally never let me forget it because he won Pro MVP that
Didn't he
season.
win the MVP? Yeah.
And I subbed out for a week because I went on a trip to Indonesia for a couple weeks. And I mean, I think it was worth it to go on the trip, but still, it's been over a year and the guy still won't shut up about it. It's okay.
Well, I can let you in on the real reason that Heatchalk is the 5 seed, is that every Wednesday night from 12 to 2:30, he spends all of his time helping his 4 teammates decide their lineups, and then in the last 30 minutes, he realizes he has not done anything to prep for himself.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah,
That actually
yeah,
sounds a
that's
lot
true.
like Heatchalk. All right, so we just got a couple more questions coming Heatchalk's way. The last one can kind of be for the team as a whole as well. We can expand it. But this first question comes from Geranium Battle as well. Who was the sickest sliding down that slick turtle back on that temperate spring night?
Oh, it's definitely Turtle. He like dive bombed it. He just went like head first down the turtle. So true to his name.
Nice. Easy
Post
question.
a link in chat to anyone who hasn't seen it.
Thank you, Justin. All right, and then finally, to close out for you guys, this question is directed at Heatchalk, but I would also just like to hear some input from the rest of the team as well. Starting, of course, with the team captain, though. How was this season as a whole? You can make this a whole speech if you like, or just kind of a brief little recap. But floor is yours for this one.
Man, it was honestly so much fun. I mean, I have fun every season in pro. I think I always try to like push my teammates to do weird stuff, and I think we did that while winning, which is really cool. But just like the whole, I think we had like the best story in the history of Pro Series. Like we made this completely ridiculous APE PNG for our team logo because we found out last minute that we weren't supposed to use like copyright Hearthstone art if we wanted it on a shirt. So this was kind of a last minute thing, and then we just like, well, now we have to get this on a shirt, so we have to try really hard. And then halfway through the season, after our bye week, Palbot ranked us as the #1 team for some reason, and then we just got a 20-point week on Popeyes and ran away with the competition from there. So it was just honestly a lot of fun all around and a great story, and I was just so proud to play with everybody.
That's awesome. That's a great story to hear. I definitely think it was quite possibly one of the best stories we've ever seen in the Pro Series. A storybook season. The Shed Ape thing was hilarious and awesome. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, what better way to win a title, right, than the challenge of beating 2 actual Hearthstone Grandmasters, a team featuring 2 Grandmasters to actually win your title? Like, there are no more stacked odds against you than that. Um,
Mhm.
so if you guys can, if you want to, final impressions on the season, how the season was as a whole. I'd like to go in just seed order if you guys don't mind. So we've heard from the captain. Now MMW is the 1 seed. Talk to me about impressions on the season. How was it for you?
Yeah, it's been an amazing experience. I've been to competitive Hearthstone for less than a year now, and last season was my first season, and I think I was 5-5, which I was kind of disappointed about because I felt like I was behind on lineups. I was throwing sometimes, and I was just bringing comfort picks a lot and doing a lot of soft targeting and not really wanting to commit to sort of the heat shock play style. And so this season, Heat Shock especially was, saying you need to play some new decks, and it turned out he was right. It was a lot more fun than just bringing aggro all the time. And the team just puts in a ton of time to prep, especially we put a lot of time into each other's lineups, which I think is great. It's not just a look over and submit. there was just so much time and help that I got and hopefully gave to the team, and it led to a much better record than that 5-5. So yeah, it was great.
Awesome. Yeah, incredible season for you, finishing out 9-2 in your overall record. Just a really, really incredible season. 2 seed Ufric, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd say it's been an awesome time having played with the team or some iteration of the team since the first Mishas, where we had that great season, but then haven't managed to get our footing since then. To finally take home a championship has felt great. I'd say we've all really developed as players, greatly, but I think a lot of it was strategy and prep work. Kind of like MMW said, anytime we saw a pattern in our opponents, we tried to exploit that. We tried to figure out how to counter that. I mean, whether that meant, the Enzoth Control Warrior this last week, or Clockwork Mukla builds of decks. We've been really putting a lot of work into that strategy, and I'm glad it paid off.
Awesome. Yeah, and you finished the season with a 10-1 record, so probably if it went another week, you would be the 1 seed too. So it'll be interesting to see what the team construction might wind up being next season. We'll have reveals coming fairly soon, and I'm excited, but no spoilers just yet. Next we got 3 seed Valdis. Take it away.
Yeah, I mean, there's two things that I want to highlight. It's just the first is that we just have an incredible group of guys this season. Like we've all the four of us, excluding Heatshock, have been the #1 player in pro at some point in our THL careers. And like Heatshock doesn't need that. He's Heatshock. He's got the credentials. So I think it's a good feeling to have a team where everyone's a great player.
Yeah, I think that shows in
Mhm.
your records too. Everyone, the entire team, finished with a positive record. The I guess lowest record you have comes from a player who didn't even play his final match, so could have been higher than that. But that's CMAC at 6-4. Heatshock finished at 6-3. Valdis, you were 7-4, 10-1 Ufric, and 9-2 MMW. Just an absurdly incredible win rate across all players in a unbelievably stacked field of competition too. So really, really impressive. Last up, since we've heard from Heatshock.
Actually,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry, I had one more thing I wanted to say is that you shouldn't underestimate just the importance of having a team that likes each other. I mean, our Discord is bussin', okay? We've got a bunch of other people in there too, like Roadrunner and like a bunch of other WashU students. And I think the fact that we have like a good time playing with each other is a big reason why we're able to have so much success.
That's awesome. Well said. And then last up, we have our 4 seed, CMAC, 6-4 season. Closing out on a storybook season. What are your thoughts on the season as a whole?
Yeah, sort of building off of what Valdis just said. Yeah, the one like common thing that's for on all the like 4 championships I've had throughout THL's history is that yeah, the discords I've been in, when there's a lot of meme synergy on the team, it leads to good results.
Did you say meme synergy?
Yep.
I love it. That actually could be a team name for a future season too. I would dig that.
Well,
Um,
we have our very own lore corner within the server where Ufric just
Oh no.
shares with us like in-depth analysis of WoW lore. So we know more about the background of the cards than any other team, and that just always leads to victory.
Oh
I mean,
gosh,
obviously,
I want
obviously
in on
that's
that.
that's awesome.
I want in on that.
I really have no clue how many pages it is by this point. It's like so many. I just keep adding to it
All right,
anytime I
Hell
find
yeah.
a
but we
topic.
should probably wrap it up before Heatshock gives away any more trade secrets for the Wash Tappers. You can't just have other teams getting in on the lore and then becoming as competitive. We gotta
Mhm.
gotta put a bow on this. But thank you very much all you guys for joining tonight. I hope you had fun. It was definitely a really fun season to be a part of and to watch. Big congratulations on that championship. And we will head on back over to the caster screen for our final words on the night as we wrap up. Marty had to leave us. He, is super late over in Sweden, but he said his farewells a little bit earlier. So we'll start with Dr. Fish for final words on the night. Go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, obviously, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm sure Ron will go over that as well. But congrats to Wash Tappers. You guys put in a lot of work, from what I was listening to. So yeah, congrats on winning pro. Hope to see you guys competing and contending next season. And tune in. And obviously tomorrow night we'll have the championship celebration as well.
That's right. Yep. Tavern Talk coming up tomorrow with the Legacy Champs. Next up, we've got Justin, our surprise featured guest for tonight. Take it away, Justin. Final words on the night.
Congrats to the ape, who will hopefully be let out of the shed at some point.
I don't know. I don't know if we can risk that. Guys, can we risk that?
Yeah.
No comment. No comment is fair.
Well, he's pretty lonely, but maybe if he behaves, we can let him out.
Is it like dogs? Is there
Hey,
some
there we
city
go.
ordinance that you're legally required to give your ape a walk every so often, or is it just free reign?
The city can't control him. Don't be silly.
Fair. All right, and then our champions, Heachok as the captain, if you want to take it away just for the team in general, final words on the night. Any last things you want to say?
No, I mean it was fun to be on, and I'm glad all my teammates got to be on as well. I think all of the content in THL is awesome. The community is awesome, and I'm hopefully going to be playing Hearthstone and THL in 10 years because of all the work people put in to make this community just a great place.
Aw. Hey, there's no better compliment to hear than that. That's fantastic. And we all love being a part of THL and love you guys for tuning in, playing, making this community what it is, which is just a great place to be and to kind of engage in more than just the game itself. But for all of us here, thank you again for tuning in. We hope you had a great night and keep your eyes peeled to the Discord, to this Twitch channel coming up in the near future. Of course, there is Tavern Talk tomorrow night. There are match shows that are going on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday as we wrap up our other series as we're winding to a close in both Hero and Wild to see who the champions will be in those. And until next time, have a great night. I'd have you wave, but I guess you can wave to no one.
I'm waving to the ape.
Have a
If
great
you're
night,
not
everyone.
waving.
Bye, everybody.